This is Smithy.tv.
3, 2, 1. Hey, I'm Kenny Robinson, and this is Breaking the News, or Rapping with Robinson. We haven't decided on a title yet. This is my very first episode of the very first podcast I'm doing, so hopefully that you'll sit through it with me. I'm a news junkie. That's what I do. I sleep with CNN on. I cannot tell you how unromantic it is for me to lay back while a lady tries to pleasure me, and I'm trying to watch ISIS. You know, who got decapitated now? And she's going, "Shut up! You're getting your head, aren't you?" And it's like, "Okay, I'll turn off the TV." So anyway, but the problem there is I grew up with newspapers. I delivered newspapers. I've been known to steal newspapers. I've sat outside of my apartment with a weapon waiting for the man that stole my Saturday and Sunday newspapers. And you know what's even harder to find now than compassion in the Republican Party or a payphone? A newspaper. Downtown Toronto, I just finished walking 2 blocks looking for a newspaper. Do I find a convenience store on Yonge Street selling newspapers? Not a chance. I saw 13 bubble tea shops. I saw both North Korean and South Korean barbecue places. I cannot tell you the difference. I stayed away from both of them, okay? The point, there's 2 strip clubs within 30 feet of each other, but you know what I could not find? A newspaper. So finally, I see the old school newspaper boxes, and I go, must be a payphone near here if there's a newspaper box. So I ran across the street, took a chance of getting hit by the cars, and guess what it was? It was for the Now, which is a fine newspaper, but it's not what I'm looking for, and it's free. So I went into a convenience store, and they did not have the Toronto Star, which surprised me. They didn't say they didn't carry it. They didn't say they were sold out, just as we don't have it. And I'm thinking, well, who uncovers all the big news things that happens in our city? Well, like it or love them, love them or hate them, the Toronto Star, they're the ones that probably, are the closest to uncovering things that happen in our town. I mean, they were way ahead on the Rob Ford crack thing before anybody else even sniffed it. But they did sell? They sold the Toronto Sun. And their slogan used to be the little paper that grew. I used to love to call it the little racist rag that grew. And, with everything else happening in the world, what can they still manage to do? They have on the front page a picture of a very unattractive black man that's on trial for several murders. So it goes with the Sun. And you know what's the saddest thing about the Sun? Everything that I wanted to find regarding news, I could not find in the Sun. I could find ads for out-call services. I could find ads to help my tranny dreams come true. I found 17 pages on the Toronto Maple Leafs, and 16 of them were people that were trying to unload their season tickets. But I could not find the news of the day. That's why I guess everything is now done online, right? If you don't have your phone in your hand like a moron 23 hours a day, you cannot know what's happening. And sad to say, they used to say that the TV show, it escapes me now, with Jon Stewart is how most people get their news. Well, I don't get the Comedy Network. I mentioned that, huh? I don't get the Comedy Network, so Facebook is where I get my news. And thank God I have a healthy supply of friends on both sides of the political extremes. I have my friends that are they're preppers. They believe that the government's going to do everything, and that everything that America does is evil. And if a plane disappears, it's because they're trying to take your mind off something else. And then I have, on the other side, I have friends that they want to bomb every country that offends anything American. So the key to it all is now on the internet. And I found something here I find kind of interesting. Okay, now, the Prime Minister of Israel was invited to speak in front of the Congress, or at least the Republican part of the Congress the other day, and they were saying they bypassed protocol. In other words, the President of the United States was not involved in this. That's kind of like inviting your wife's drunken nymphomaniac younger sister to come over for a barbecue when your wife is out of town. It just isn't right. So he did his thing. But as a result now, he spoke about how dangerous Iran is and how they're not to be trusted. So to take it one step further, the Republicans have a list of members that wrote a letter to Iran informing the Iranians that anything that Obama agrees to will be null and void within 2 years with the next president anyway. And I'm thinking like, some people say, well, these people are traitors. They're going against what the commander-in-chief is trying to pull off. And I'm thinking, even worse than that, they don't want a peace treaty. They don't want any kind of negotiations to happen. These fuckers want war. They're not saying it, but they're doing everything they can to sabotage whatever treaty arrangements Obama's trying to make. And I found something out interesting. Thank God it wasn't in the Toronto Sun, but it was on the internet. That one of the congressmen that signed his name, Tom Cotton of Arkansas. Gee, imagine Cotton down in Arkansas. He is actually he's representing a bunch of military industrial type people that need war to keep jobs in his state happening. So he's got a personal stake in there not being any kind of nuclear agreement between Iran and the West. He wants, and these Republicans are saying, well, whatever we need to do to prevent the Iranians from ever having any kind of atomic anything, we need to go in there and take them out. Well, Israel would have taken them out years ago, as simple as that, okay? The Iranians, they've got whatever they got happening, whatever they haven't found yet or any inspectors haven't seen yet, it's spread around. It's not sitting here going, here we are, come and bomb us. It will take troops on the ground. And what does America want? Troops on the ground. So, I think that from now on, any of the Republicans with their campaign literature, I mean, they're so upset over Hillary and what she did with her email and didn't do with her email. I think the Republicans, any literature that they have, any campaign signs, any posters, they should all be written in blood because that's the only thing that the Republicans think is worth signing. Declarations of war and contracts for new weapons of mass destruction to be manufactured and employed. And that's it for the first one. I hope you weren't coming out hoping for a lot of big ha-has, because we dropped the ball on that one today, if that's what you're counting on. But I'm Kenny Robinson, and you've been listening to Breaking the News. Not news breaking, but breaking the news. Breaking it down for you.